Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is a video that I've been thinking about for about a year now. And I shouldn't say that I was dwelling on the video, but as you can tell from the channel, we have reloading videos that go back 3 and 4 years ago and taking reloading from mild to wild, all the way from single stage presses, all the way to progressive turrets, and then fully automation with sensors and computers and all that stuff. So yeah, the progression of the channels basically went from mild to wild. And my reloading career has went from something that I love to sit down, make my own ammo at the bench, small batches, making my own bullets, all that. And then it turned into making some custom ammo for a few clients through our FFL business, all the way up to commercial production with new and remanufactured ammunition. And so it's been like a huge journey. But the biggest thing is it went from a hobby to kind of a part-time job, full-time job. And I really, with any job, if it was, if you had to do it for free, you wouldn't necessarily do it. And that's kind of what reloading and hand loading become for me. But things are a little bit different now. Things have slowed down. We're doing just a lot of small kind of custom batch work. I'm not actively pursuing any large commercial type products anymore. Really focused on family and day job kind of stuff. But anyways, reloading for me it had become something that I never intended it to be. And I've been kind of dreaming about the days when I could get back in the basement, the old bench, the original bench, and just kind of make it fun again. And ironically, a few weeks ago, RCBS reached out to me. They've been a huge supporter of the channel. They've been a huge supporter of the reloading classes that I do here in our local area. And they've just been great. And they reached out a few weeks ago and, hey, what are you doing? What are you interested in? You've done a lot of stuff for us in the past. And I said, basically I'm thinking about, just kind of getting back to the basics and building maybe do a reloading series on, what the beginner reloader would be, what they would need, what they would be, what would make them successful from the get-go. And RCBS sent out their Rock Chucker Supreme Master Reloading Kit. And I'm going to go into what boxes that's going to check for you. Set of dies. They also sent me over a powder measure stand. And another great company that I've worked with a lot is Dan Clausen over at Inline Fabrication, and he sent me over a Inline Fabrication ultra mount for the Rock Chucker, which that's what's included in this press. So this is a dedicated mount. I'm looking forward to that. But I thought this would be a great video. Like, let's just get this bench set up, and then we'll talk about what all we have here. And then in future videos, we're going to go through the bare necessities, what you need to reload, and we'll probably reload some ammo. I'm looking forward to it. Like, this is like Christmas to me, and this is bringing a level of excitement back to this old bench down the basement that I've been longing for quite some time. So let's jump let's look what's in the kit. We'll talk about the inline fab mount, and we'll go from there. So stick around, let's jump into it. All right, guys, when you are looking for a mount for any reloading press, look no further than Inline Fabrication. This is their Ultra mount. This is dedicated to the Rock Chucker Supreme. And what I love about this mount, and what guys don't realize is, especially running a single stage, when you mount this to your bench and you're pressing on that handle, you're putting a lot of pressure on the bench. And this is a really cheap bench. This is one of those Harbor Freight benches. I've used them before when I was down here doing they're decent for the money. But what the inline fabrication mount offers is you fully assemble it, very easy. This is a dedicated mount. They also make mounts that are interchangeable, which are really cool. If you go back in my older videos, you'll see the quick change mounts. They're awesome. But what I love about inline fabrication mounts is the fact that even this is not the sturdiest of benches, it adds a bunch of rigidity on the bench because you have, you know, more than like 10, 11 inches of surface area here, bolted in 4 corners. And this mount on this very cheap bench is going to be fantastic. You can really get some leverage on it, and it's not flexing, it's not pulling up out of the particle board. You cannot beat inline fabrication anywhere. And they also offer several different sizes, flavors. So if you want to get you know, custom heights depending on your bench, they have it all. So the Ultra mount is always my #1 go-to in any press setup. All right, now we're going to take a look at what comes with the RCBS Rock Chucker Supreme Master Reloading Kit. So this is always, it's totally like Christmas, but here we go, guys. So we are going to get plenty of peripherals here. This is our product instructions. We're going to set those aside. So let's take a peek at what's in the box. First thing you're going to get is a spear hand loading manual. This is number 5. I've looked at these and used these in the past. Very comprehensive manual, kind of goes into the basics of hand loading, reloading, and then has tons of different recipes for different bullet styles, bullet ogives, different manufacturers. Any reloader, you need a good hand loading manual just to get you started. Going to set that aside here. Looks like we've got, this is a case tray. So these are great for segregating cases, doing inspections. I will use this pretty extensively in as we're reloading. What's nice about these is it also counts them out in subgroups of 5, different cartridge diameters. These are always handy to have. Looks like we've got, this would be a primer flip tray, which I would assume would tie in with our primer tool here. So we'll get into the assembly of that later. Also got a powder funnel here. All right, I'm gonna throw some of this stuff to the side here. And we have a mechanical scale. This is the M500. I've used this before. Very accurate scale. Just make sure you're putting it on a solid surface, but these, as far as your mechanical scales, super nice. We'll get into some more details on that here in a little bit. Looks like they're providing us with some case lube, some different, these are, some case lube pads, some cleaning agents there, just some good peripherals. And there's our lube pad. Right here, this is a primer catch for the press. And then down inside here, this box was heavy, by the way. RCBS, they're pretty much the way it is as far as single stage presses. I've always been a fan of RCBS. Looks like we got a Uniflow powder measure, and this is a very good, I don't even want to say this is, you know, an intro powder measure. I have always found this powder measure to be super accurate, and I have really enjoyed using it in the past, so I'm really excited to try it out again. And then inside here is the Rock Chucker Supreme, and I'm telling you, this press, let me get it opened up here. It's got some assembly lube and grease on it, but this press right here, this is hard to beat. In my opinion, this is one of the best single stage presses that money can buy, and I am so excited to get this set up. Awesome. I'm not going to toss it aside, I'm going to set it aside. So lastly, in the box, we have our handle. If I can get it out here. Handle for the press, and it's just kind of old school there. You got your ball handle, and it's threaded. And what's awesome about the rock chucker is you can set it up for left or right hand use. I'm a righty, so we're going to set it up for right-handed operation. So let's go ahead and get this bench set up with the press. All right, again, I'm feeling like a kid in a candy store here, but here we've got our rock chucker, and you can see it has these mounting tabs there. Now you could totally just mount this on the bench, it'd be perfectly fine, but we've got an inline fabrication ultra mount, so it is going to sit right in just like that on the ultra mount. I mean, seriously, can it look any better? What an amazing piece of equipment right there. So with the inline mount, we have, it comes with everything. These studs go into the base of the mount. And then we're just going to center this up, tighten down all the hardware. This comes with it. Everything comes with the mount, with the exception of how you're going to bolt it to your bench. There's so many different bench options, but just bolting it down, you're going to get a good solid foundation to any reloading press. Get it centered up on the mount, and then we're going to snug this baby down. Okay, so now we're going to install our handle. First thing we're going to do is take our jam nut that comes in the kit, get it threaded down the handle, and then since I'm right-handed, I'm going to put it on the right side. So we'll get it started here. Perhaps, there we go. We'll get it, and you have some adjustability on height, but I mean, you're only talking the amount of threads that you have. Typically, I just run it all the way down. So we'll run it all the way down. And generally, I'm just putting it hand tight on there. You can lock it down even further, you know, put a crescent wrench on this jam nut, give her a snug turn there, and that'll lock the handle in position. But I normally just run it like that. One thing too to mention, make sure you have clearance when you put your handle all the way down before you mount your press. We're lucky in this instance, we have about a 3/16 to a 1/4 inch of clearance between our handle and the bottom of the bench here. So we're good to go. It's getting better by the minute. So let's jump on to, this press also has a primer installation tool. So we're going to get that mounted. We also have a primer catch if we're using, you know, like a decapping die, or our sizing die has a decap feature. We'll get that installed, and the press is pretty much done. All right, so very easy install. So we have the small push pin for small primers, the small sleeve. We're going to take our sleeve, put it so that it is recessed. You can put this on backwards, so just giving you forewarning, that is the incorrect way. The correct way is like so, so that it slides down inside that sleeve. We will install a spring, and then here's the rod that goes into the press. So we're going to install the rod, and this is going to get a little tricky, but we're going to put the spring over the threads and then screw on the rod, which isn't too terrible, but you want to make sure that you get the rod fully threaded in like so. I'll probably take a pin and then go ahead and get that hand tight. But if you look on the press, basically this lever is going to rest in here and then drop in the press to do priming. So we also have a knurled rod here that's going to slide on this arm, and that's going to thread into the side of the press. And you don't have to, it's knurled because it's hand tight. So when you're priming, as you can see, the arm drops in and then picks up out of the way. So we'll go ahead and snug this up, and then we're going to get on to the rest of the press. So again, from a priming perspective, we have the small primer, push pin and sleeve on. And when you're priming, you can leave it, basically do your sizing or whatever you're doing, put your primer in, and then you will catch it on the downstroke of the press, which is really cool. And if you're not using it, you can just push it out of the way. The next thing that we're going to install, and let me look for where I placed it, is the primer catch. So if you're doing decapping, as you know, when you push those out, they can go flying everywhere. So on this particular press, we're basically just going to press it over. It's got 2 detents, if I can get it here. There we go. 2 detents on the side of the press that holds this plastic catcher. So when you're depriming, you can see there's a small hole at the bottom of the shaft coming down through the press. And the intent is that that primer will shoot down the shaft of the press, go into this catch, this plastic catch, and come to one of these 2 open bins at the bottom. And my past experience is they fly out anyways. But we're going to keep assembling here, and we're going to get this bench set up. I'm super excited here, guys. We're going to get this bench set up for our, basically how we would set this up as a new reloader or a beginner, and make this a reloading press that you'd be proud to show off on Facebook or whatever you want to do. Now, if you wanted to use the powder measure as like a standalone here on the press, it does thread into, let me grab this here. It does thread into this bracket that they give you. You would just thread it on like so, and then mount it, on top of the press, or, you can, use your die to lock it down, whatever you want to do. I like that method. It's nice. It's good that they give you a solution in the master kit if you choose to do that. Let me get this unthreaded here. But what we're going to do is use the stand, and we'll get this mounted up. So on our bench, we're basically just going to have to drill. I'm going to use 1/4 bolts, going to drill holes, and then mount this just like so to the bench. So I'm going to do that behind the scenes. I'll get it mounted up, and I'll bring you guys right back. So now we got our stand fastened to the bench. Again, I just did 1/4 bolts, drilled 2 holes, and it's secure. So now we're going to take our powder measure, take our lock ring, and as you can see, it fits nicely in the stand. It's like it was made for it, right? So we'll go ahead and cinch that up hand tight. And now we've got a good spot to drop powder. And we have our case tray there, so we can move across all those if we choose to. We got a nice inspection point, and we've got a nice spot for our powder measure that's out of the way, and we can keep it consistent. Like it a lot. Okay, guys, we have, in my opinion, the ultimate beginner reloading setup right here in front of us. All thanks to RCBS, Inline Fabrication. And let's talk about what you're getting in the master kit from RCBS. You are getting your case lube pad right here. Something we didn't talk about, you're getting a, this is a deburr tool. Every reloading bench needs to have one. You're getting your hand primer, several different funnels set up for the Uniflow powder measure. You're getting ID, OD case lube application, some case lube. You're getting the M500 scale, of course the press, and you're getting a reloading manual. So that's everything really to get you started. And if you're wanting to get started and you don't want to get into the expense of processing your own brass, I have a fantastic solution for you guys. This is brass here. This is once fired, cleaned, inspected, 9mm brass from Mojo Precision. I'm gonna drop links to their website in the description. So if you're getting into it and you're not ready to start processing your own brass, or you don't want to mess with it because it can be messy, but I've always found it to be fun. But reach out to Mojo Precision. They have been awesome to work with. I have got tons of brass from these guys. Good prices, good quality brass. So again, this is everything I think you need to get started. You've got the press, the powder aspect of it taken care of, the priming, the weights and measures, everything you need. Of course, as you get into it with any hobby, you're going to go down a rabbit hole, but this will get you started. This will get you learning every step of the process. But look for videos coming. We're going to do a reloading series again. We're going to hit this RCBS press. We're going to do, I'm not decided yet, I'm thinking 9mm because that seems to be one everyone likes to start off with. So we would go through that. We've got a set of dies here. We're ready to go. So again, big thanks to RCBS, Inline Fabrication, and Mojo Precision for them providing all the equipment, peripherals you see here in front of us. Support them. They support me. Support them, please. Great companies to work with. But that's going to wrap this one up. If you guys like these videos, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell for notifications, drop us a comment. None of those spam comments. Have anyone else been seeing those lately? Ton of those I'm dealing with. But anyways, I'll digress. But really looking forward to getting back into some reloading content for you guys. It's getting that time of year when it's going to get cold. We won't be able to go outside and shoot or ride for that matter. We got other riding videos coming too, but be on the lookout for this series coming up here in the next couple weeks. But until next time, guys, God bless.